Formula One, a noisy dungeon, and I'm hoping for a penguin. Hello, that rhymes. I'm Matthew, and join me for all that and more on this week's board game news. It's been a while since a big new Days of Wonder game has been announced, so I was very happy when a big new Days of Wonder game was announced. Heat, Pedal to the Metal is a brand new F1 racing game from the designers of Flamme Rouge, Copenhagen and Bloomtown. So safe to say, yep, I'd like one of these please. We are told that Heat is based on simple and intuitive hand management as players are put in the driver's seat of intense races, jockeying for positions to cross the finish line first while managing their car speed, because if they don't, their engine will overheat. You'll be selecting upgrades for your car to help you hug the curves and keep your engine cool enough to maintain the top speed, but even if everything goes according to plan, ultimately, it's players' driving skills that will be the key to victory. Drivers can compete in a single race or use the championship system to play a whole season as you navigate through the changing road and weather conditions, as well as events that promise to change every race to spice up the championship. And there's a solo mode with something called the Legends module, as well as automated drivers to add in as additional opponents in multiple player games. There's no way in a million years that I'm not trying this game, and that's mainly because I only have to wait a couple of months when Heat releases at Essenspiel in Q4. Something else that's happening in the very near future is the sponsored ad break, which is happening right now. Hello, welcome to the sponsored ad break. With the recent Legendary Marvel expansion, Legendary Heroes of Asgard from Upper Deck. Wielding incredible powers, Asgardians like Thor were worshipped as gods by early Norse tribes. Comparatively, Asgardians like Reginald, the mighty market research assistant, were not. And now, these gregarious gods, excluding Reginald, are storming back to Earth to defend it from the ancient awakening threats, such as the heinous anti-heroine Hela. Will you prove yourself worthy of wielding the power that can stop her insidious invasion? Add this set full of valiant heroes to your legendary experience and save the day. But there's for sure more Thor in store, with several sensational accessories such as Marvel Thor Strike sleeves, which show off the power that the Thunder God can wield. Get into the fantasy of Marvel Thor rainbow sleeves, not even Reginald has those. And additionally, these Marvel Gallery Japanese woodblock Avengers prints from Thor measure 12 by 18 inches, for those of you who refuse to use the metric system, and are numbered to 250 and add a unique addition to any comic art enthusiast collection. And even more prints, lithographs, accessories and games are available by following the link in the video's description to upperdeckstore.com. Wingspan is taking flight to a new destination as a new continent's fowl flock into the game, with Wingspan Asia coming from Stonemaier Games and designer Elizabeth Hargrave. So far we know that Wingspan Asia is in production, but they are being cagey. I'm very tired. And they've been cagey about the details until a full announcement at the end of the year, as well as Stonemaier are revealing one bird a month via their newsletter. They have announced though that every pre-order launch notification request that they receive via their sign-up form, Stonemaier Games will donate $1 to a charitable organisation that benefits birds in Asia. And among the likely several organisations that they're considering are BirdLife International, Animals Asia and Flight. Happy 4th of July. More Wingspan makes me happy. It's a wonderful game, and if I can just make a suggestion, while there are no penguins native to Asia, literally no one is going to complain if you throw a couple penguins into the mix. Seriously, it's a community that often prides itself on being pedantically right. No one is going to complain about some additional penguins. A brand new Clank game was announced, with the 2 to 4 adventurer Clank Catacombs slated for a October launch date. The catacombs of the skeletal dragon Umbrog Vesna are mysterious and dangerous. You don't have to tell me, we all heard of whatever that is. Portals transport you all around the dungeon's depths. Way shrines offer vast riches to intrepid explorers. Prisoners are counting on you to free them. Ghosts, once disturbed, may haunt you to death. Despite all that, it's time to leave the board behind with Clank Catacombs, a standalone deck building adventure. And it's that leave the board behind bit, right? It seems that this is a tile-laying Clank game, with each trip into the catacombs being different as you create the dungeon as you go, which is a massive sidestep for this series, and this is cool! You can still include cards from other Clank expansions, so I'm very much looking forward to what this new Clank iteration has to offer. What's interesting about Tabriz, the next game I want to talk about, is that it's by Randy Flynn, the designer of Spiel des Jahres nominated Cascadia. The 1 to 5 craft games game casts you as the weavers and sellers of luxurious carpets in the bustling Persian market city of Tabriz. You'll be, of course, filling contracts for the townsfolk, hoping to get noticed by the upper echelons of society, even the royals themselves, as you quest to earn the most prestige from completing commissions to win the game, and become known as the undisputed master of your craft. Resources, though, are limited, and the market fluctuates every round, so you'll have to watch for opportunities to grab more for less, while being careful to avoid moments when the resources you need are out of stock everywhere. I also love the presentation of Tabriz. It looks stunning. So all that makes for a must-try game for me, and if you like the look of it too, watch out for the GameFound funding campaign in the coming weeks. Days of Wonder also announced Ticket to Ride Ghost Train for a Halloween release later this year, which is a new spooky version of 2016's Ticket to Ride First Journeys. In Ghost Train, 2 to 4 players collect parade float cards to make routes to different haunted locations on the map. I love the whole look of this version, so if you're after an introductory Ticket to Ride, this one might be the train to catch. Another very good looking game crowdfunding soon is Thiefdom, where players represent competing thief guilds who perpetually rob from the rich medieval town of Baccarat to find out who is the most skillful thief guild. I suppose you could just steal the trophy, but that type of nonsense is only going to escalate. Thiefdom is a strategic, interactive and thematic pick-up and delivery game for 1 to 4 players who each control 3 thief figures who try to avoid the 4 city guards who try to bust any thief they run into. And those guards are controlled by all the players in between your thieves, skillfully using equipment like grapples, climbing tools and smoke bombs to divert attention. Thiefdom was promised to be a tense, stealth-like video game feel with it, which has me excited when the crowdfunding date is announced at the end of the year. On the hill of Al-Sabika in Granada, the Nasrid dynasty created one of the most impressive constructions in history, the Alhambra. Now, games about Alhambra are kind of a thing already in board games, but in the beautiful looking Sabika, you play the role of one of the Nasrid nobles who contributed to the construction of the towers, gardens and palaces of this ancient monument. In addition to the honourable task, you have to establish trade routes through Europe and the Maghreb to make sure that you have sufficient income to take on the task. And all this is done through what we are promised is a novel mechanism that integrates 3 interrelated rondels, which I have to tell you is really what made me excited about this 1 to 4 player Ludonova game coming later this year. I wanted to quickly mention that the 4th game in the So Clever line of bonus scoring roller rights from the award-winning designer Wolfgang Warsch has been announced, making me immediately check my phone to see if the app had released, and it hasn't yet, but you better believe I'm getting the app the second it comes out. But the physical game is out later this year. Clever Forever features the same gameplay as Ganchon Clever, Doppelt So Clever and Clever Hawk Dry, but with new categories in which to be scoring, making a new fresh feel and breathing life into the system. I love these games, so more is what I want. 1 a year please, that's all I ask. And a brand new 3rd expansion for Rainer Knizia's Quest of El Dorado was announced. There's very little known about the dangers and Muisca, but it adds 2 new modules to the deck building racing adventure game. What we do know is that the dangers part of this expansion involves challenges such as crocodiles, rapids and temples. But the curious and as yet unanswered question is whether this expansion will be available in all the markets, because the only version online so far is the 999 games and allows a pellet version and not the Ravensburger, which makes a difference as the different versions of the games aren't compatible. But answers will be here when the new expansion releases later this year. And that's it, that's the news. Also, probably should have started with the fact that I'm at Paula's house and I haven't slept in about 3 days, but we got through it. Hey, there's another video that we made. I don't know which one it is, but you better believe it's got some nonsense in it. And I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.